E aí galera do YouTube, tudo bom com vocês? Bem-vindos a mais um vídeo de Genshin Impact. E, nossa senhora, mais de um mês sem postar vídeo nenhum, cara. Também não tinha aparecido nenhum conteúdo interessante de Genshin durante um mês inteiro, então eu deixei quieto. E não tinha nenhum outro jogo que eu quisesse gravar. Mas né, aqui estamos nós. Eu tô meio doente, mas nem por isso eu vou parar, né? Porque chegou um novo evento aí. Esse aqui. E claro que eu vou jogar. Porque tem Furina, tem a personagem nova lá, tem a outra personagem nova, tem a Yaka com a skin dela de Fontaine. Da hora isso. E obviamente, como todos já viram, a Navia chegou no jogo. Eu não planejava pegar a Navia. Na verdade, eu dei tiro no banner tentando pegar a C6 da minha Rosária, que minha Rosária atual tá C5. Aí eu pensei, vou dar 20 tiros. Deve vir uma Rosária, não deve? Não veio Rosária. Veio uma Sucrose e uma Candace. E, de brinde, uma Navia. Tava no 50-50. Pois é, né? Mas o pitch foi baixo, então tudo bem. Eu ainda tenho o suficiente pra pegar a Cloring. E talvez a Arlequino, né? Dependendo de quando ela vier. Talvez ainda. Talvez eu skip ela, porque ela vai ser suporte e eu não quero. Mas eu tô feliz de pegar a Navia. Ela é da hora, cara. Ela é chique. E, sinceramente, a minha nave acabou ficando forte pra caramba. Olha isso. 3.000 de ataque. 76 de taxa, 200 de dano crítico, 120 de recarga. Dano gel. Com arma da dia. Fazer o que, né? É a segunda melhor arma pra ela, é a arma da dia. Então, é. Os artefatos. Chimenal e gladiador, claro. Constelação, óbvio que não. E talentos, 886. Pô, a galera diz que é bom pra a ult dela, mas eu não vejo motivo nenhum pra upar isso, cara. Só muito dano. What the fuck? Não. E o dano nem é tudo isso, não. Deixa 6 mesmo. E é isso aí. Hoje a gente vai fazer a missão lá de tiros. Então, vamos lá. Outro dia a gente faz a missão lendária da Navia. Hoje não. Eu quero fazer logo isso aqui pra liberar e tirar do meu mapa. Eu posso acabar passando por lá por acidente. Aí pronto. Aí lascou. Olha, logo ali. Se vamos falar alguma coisa. Ela falou quando eu entrei no jogo e chegou o evento, mas né. Eu não tava gravando ainda. Vai fazer o que, né? Acontece. Mas vamos lá.
Seriously? But Mr. Morris, I don't understand, sir.
Fica doente é um saco. De novo. Dizer o quê?
I'm afraid that there's nothing really I can do. I'm really facing a crisis. My hands
Tá
are
todo mundo na crise, meu amigo. Tá todo mundo na
my
crise.
film.
Xiii.
Well, I'm afraid you have to come up with something on your own. Take it from me. Sometimes you just have to let things go. Same goes for this film festival.
Ah, ok. Fala de cinema. Personagem genérico. Ah não, é o Xavier, pô. Caraca, eu reconheci ele no último segundo. Puta merda. Eu reconheci ele no último segundo. É o Xavier. Caraca, faz tempo pra caramba. A última vez que eu vi ele foi em Nazuma, não foi? A gente tirou umas fotos pra ele. Caramba, homem. Já faz tempo pra caramba. Investidor com quem eu estava trabalhando para o meu filme está lançando quantia prometida de fundos. Chevreus, sei lá qual é o nome dela, como é que se diz? A Chevette.
Unfortunately, that's not how it works. We had signed an agreement specific to the Fontanalia Film Festival, stipulating that I cannot work with any other investors until the festival is finished.
Mas que merda!
The Fontanalia Film Festival? What's that?
Oh, is this your first time participating in Fontaine's Fontanalia Film Festival?
A gente acabou de chegar aqui, meu amigo.
Allow me to fill you in.
Assim que a gente teve que salvar toda a Fontaine, mas a gente acabou de chegar aqui.
established to commemorate the legendary Loch Knights, who went
Sejamos justos. O New Velete ajudou.
Oceanids and eventually welcomed the Hydro Arconageria. The holiday is deeply connected to the founding of Fontaine, as well as its unique laws and trials. It's one of the most important festivals for this nation.
Entendo.
But what's with that weird expression on your face? It's like you're trying really hard to remember something.
Que som foi esse? É um cartoon?
I was just trying to recall the exact description from the books, in order to avoid any unnecessary arguments over semantics.
Pelo
I
amor de
usually
Deus.
try to recite things straight from the source.
Well, either way, Paimon thinks she gets it now.
Pra não chegar alguém aqui reclamando que ele tá passando informação errada, né?
And the
Entendi.
lantern right in Lille.
Yes, those are festivals of a similar variety.
Vocês souberam
Like a good festival.
que no Ritual da Lanterna talvez a gente ganhe skin grátis?
Will hold a plethora of events
A nossa escolha, aliás.
to commemorate
E a skin da Ganyu é uma das opções?
imitate them by
Se isso for real, nossa senhora, cara.
golden cups and going door to door asking for pure
Minha Ganyu praticamente já é a minha melhor personagem. Agora eu vou ter um skin pra ela.
I started to find the whole idea a little drab, and so decided to change the part about pure water to sweets.
Really doesn't surprise Paimon at all.
The whole thing seems more akin to a carnival now.
Sim.
It's quite popular among the kids. Every year you can hear a bunch of them saying, trial or treat.
Oh, that sounds pretty
Isso é um Halloween?
But how does that connect back to the film festival you mentioned?
Ah, yes, it appears I've strayed off topic. I just got too excited after seeing you. Let me get back to the point. The Fontanalia Film Festival is an event proposed by the Fontaine Film Association this year. Now that film technology has matured as a medium, it's the perfect time to introduce more people to the art form.
Ah,
During
entendi.
this time, people may submit films to be evaluated, and the entry with the highest score will be given the Farina Award by the
Prêmio da
Association.
Furina? Como assim, prêmio da Furina?
What award?
The Farina Award. You know, after the Hydro Archon, they
Huh.
coined it while Lady Farina was still in power.
Ah.
Even though things have changed, no one has made any motion to update the name.
Né, besteira.
Everyone still thinks of it as a pretty appropriate name.
Né?
Even though she isn't the Hydro Archon any longer, Lady Farina is still Fontaine's superstar.
É verdade.
Anyone with eyes can see the way she shines on the stage.
Yes!
Alright, guess the name does work pretty well when you put it that way.
Vai montar o bugou.
Oh, but who would have guessed there'd be an issue with the funding?
Tá bugando.
Ever
Shiori!
explain this to Miss?
Meu jogo de vez em quando buga, cara. Que estranho. Oxi. Ou ele dá uma travada, ele começa a cortar o áudio. Eu não entendo o que é, não.
Shiori? Sounds familiar. Where have we heard that name before?
Yes, that's her. I asked her to oversee the event's art direction,
Hmm.
including the design of the actors' costumes and appearances.
Oh.
Oh, Paimon remembers now. Navia said that her clothes were designed by Chiori, and Kirara's outfit too.
Oh.
How would you
Oh.
describe her? Well, she tends to be pretty direct and can be very forceful when it comes to dealing with people. The fashion world in Fontaine has dubbed her the Thundering Seamstress.
Nice.
Her
Nome legal.
remarkable designs have led many Fontainians to become very interested in Inazuma. Anyway, Shiori is acquainted with all the actors I've invited from Inazuma. Without her help, I don't think I would have been able to get such an international cast for the film. She really is a kind soul.
Who are the actors from Inazuma? Do we know them?
Why don't the two of you accompany me to the Aquabus station to welcome them?
Ok.
Judging from the time, the Aquabus should be arriving shortly. Shiori will be waiting to meet me there as well.
Uma é a Ayaka. Isso aí eu sei. Ela ainda tá ali. Vou lá falar com ela, fera. Ok. Interessante. Uau. Ok, mas ainda vou pra missão principal. Depois eu vejo o resto. Locou. Oh. Caraca, já tá do lado. E não ativou. Ah, Shiori. Shiorin. Caraca, esse sapato interessante. Qual é a voz dela?
Your talk with the investor sure went fast. The aquabus hasn't even arrived yet.
Ela tá bem desmotivada, hein?
And who are they?
Allow me to introduce you.
Kaiser e Paimon.
The Traveler and Paimon.
Pleased to meet you.
Likewise.
Likewise, we've heard the owner of
Para, Paimon!
Caraca! Finally meet you in person.
Droga, eu tenho o mesmo pensamento da Paimon, que droga! Exatamente.
Why, thank you. I strove to create an outfit that matched her high social station as the demoiselle.
Demoiselle.
So tell me, what happened?
Demoiselle.
Tell the conversation didn't go quite as expected.
Well,
Espina de Rosula. Da espina de Rosula. O cara cancelou o patrocínio.
Ugh.
Pois é.
I know, Chiori, you don't have to say it. You did remind me that this investor was a little bit sketchy.
Yeah.
Yes, there's no doubt about that.
Né?
But how could I pass it up? He offered me twice as much as the others.
Por isso.
Therein lies the problem.
Bicho burro.
Yes, but just
Puta
put
merda.
yourself in my shoes. After obtaining such an excellent script, it's only natural that I would want to make the most of the film.
Idiota.
The budgets that the others had proposed were nowhere near enough. It's difficult to find someone willing to front such a large amount of mora, so...
Don't be sad, Xavier. We might be able to help scrounge up some more together for you.
Não, não toque nos meus 16 milhões, não.
Oh, thank you.
15, na verdade. Nave me tirou 1 milhão.
The cost of the film is staggering.
Tô com 15 agora.
That any mora we can scrounge together in a short amount of time won't even be able to cover the actors' fees.
We need to move on. What's
Yeah.
happened has already happened, and there's no changing it. But now's not the time to give up.
Ah, tá certo.
What? You're saying that you have a plan?
No? Yes?
No, that's
Droga.
not what I mean. I'm simply saying I wouldn't give up just yet. The actors I recommended aren't just after Mora after all.
Eu confio na Yaka. Mas eu disse atores. Quem mais tá vindo aí? Eu só lembro da Yaka. Ah, o irmão dela tá vindo também? Ah, pensei que só vinha a Yaka. Oh, e a Emilia também!
Really? Then where do you live?
We Malazines live in Mercy Village. The only way to enter is from underwater.
Oh, you must be pretty tired after work every day, right? I mean, you have to swim all that way just to go home.
We are so thoughtful.
Hmm.
But some Malazines choose to live in the Court of Fontaine because it's so much more convenient.
Hi there!
Oh, we've arrived. But I haven't even finished chatting with Abel yet.
E a Emilia é tão boa, cara.
I also enjoyed Abel's introductions to Fontaine along the way. Everything you described was so clear and detailed.
A Emilia tem uma personalidade tão divertida quanto a da Klee, cara.
Thank you so much. I'm usually working here on this aqua bus, so I hope I'll have the chance to see you again. There are still many more places I'd like to introduce to you.
And no. Not a chance. E eu tô meio rouco, eu acho. Ficar doente no final do ano é sacanagem.
Chiori, you sure have changed a lot.
Ela é de Inazuma,
This is the first time we've seen you since you left
Oh,
Inazuma.
eu devia ter adivinhado.
I
Shiori.
realized it's been so long. I was in such a rush when I left that I didn't even get to say goodbye.
Thank you for extending the invitation, Mr. Xavier.
Xavier.
I'm looking forward to a
Pia.
wonderful trip here in Fontaine.
It's an honor.
Hello.
Kamisato clan visit us.
É a duplinha que tá em todo canto.
Is that who you meant when you said you had actors coming from Inazuma?
Oh? It's the Traveler. And Paimon.
Paimon é só um pensamento
What a coincidence.
que surgiu
We're
na
just
cabeça
talking
dela.
about you on the way here. Are you also here for the film?
Agora sim.
Just ran into Xavier earlier and came over with him.
But I'm not an actress. Sir Kamisato and Lady Ayaka are the real actors here. I'm just tagging along with Ayaka to have a good time together.
Eu achei que eu sempre ficaria pra principal.
About that, I mean, how was I supposed to contact you when I was making preparations for the film?
Faz sentido.
I figured you were probably busy and
Faz
I
sentido.
didn't want to disturb you.
Faz sentido.
So I could only keep you in the back of my mind while I sought other actors to play the lead roles in the film.
I had been thinking about a surprise reunion with you during our trip here, but you still managed to surprise me first.
I'm so good. I'm that guy. Girl.
Oh, so you all know each other already. My, what a coincidence. What are the chances everyone could be brought together here like this?
I don't know.
Why don't we go to Hotel de Boer and catch up over a meal? I've already made a reservation.
Huh? Did you reserve 2 spots for us too?
Será?
Yes, of course.
Oh.
Of course. I'll be sure to tell the boss to serve a few more delicious dishes just to make sure there'll be enough food.
Pera, e o teu dinheiro, fera?
Very well. Then please, kindly lead the way, Mr. Xavier.
Tu não tá sofrendo com uma verba baixa? Ué. É bom, come bastante, hein? Pode deixar claro. Ainda você teleportar direto pra lá? Ah, ok.
Wow, the buildings in Fontaine are so tall. Just look at how big they are.
Já vi.
And there's the fountain that Aval mentioned earlier.
Evil?
It really is a magnificent sight.
É.
And look at that huge spinning sphere. Where does it get its power?
Eu ia perguntar isso agora.
Wait a sec. Could it be one of those clockwork mecha we've heard so much about?
Ah, faz sentido. É.
So this is what food from Fontaine is like. It sure is different from what we have in Inazuma. How should I describe it? It seems like you have to go through a lot more steps to make them.
Yeah.
And the flavor has many layers too.
Yes. When I first went to Inazuma, I actually thought the food there tasted a little too bland. It took some time for me to get used to it.
Let's get back to the purpose of this trip for a moment.
É. Ele tá aí a trabalho, fera.
Preparations for the film been coming along, Mr. Xavier.
Falei agora.
Already assembled most of the film crew, a lighting specialist, a prop manager, and a costume designer. I've also bought the copyrights from the novel's author.
But...
The Two Musketeers, right?
Huh?
I read the script you sent me on the way here. The story is pretty good.
Pretty good.
Originally, I was planning to start filming as soon as Sir Kamisato and Lady Ayaka arrived in Fontaine, but I'm afraid I've run into a bit of a problem.
Oh? What is it?
No
It's to
money.
do with the film's investor, Mr. Morris. He suddenly informed me this morning that he's encountered some financial trouble and will be unable to release to me the amount of funding agreed upon.
It's said that Fontaine's legal system is well developed. If he has violated the contract, then can't you simply take him to court over the matter?
É verdade.
Well, I'm still more concerned about filming. Even if I were to take him to court, I'm afraid it would take months before the case could even be heard.
Then, is there a way we could raise funds ourselves to solve the problem?
I've considered that option too, but unfortunately, it's difficult to gather such a large amount of mora on such
Leave it to
short
me.
notice. Besides, we have to consider the film festival's submission deadline.
É isso aí.
Mr. Xavier, if Ayaka and I were willing to perform for free, would that resolve the problem you are currently facing?
Oh.
What? No, out of the question. To have you come all this way just to act for free? Oh, no, that won't do.
There's no need to worry, Mr. Xavier.
Shuri.
My brother and I had actually intended to work for free after receiving your invitation.
Uau.
Inazuma has only recently reopened its borders and needs to strengthen its relations and cultural ties with
Boa.
other nations. We didn't have many collaboration projects with Fontaine in the past, so we hoped this trip would serve as a good start for the future.
Indeed.
Isso é um povo
You
bom,
could
cara.
say that's the real reason why the Yashiro Commission agreed to come to Fontaine.
I understand, but having you two act for free just doesn't seem right.
Just do it!
Not at all. While we're officially here to conduct a cultural survey of sorts, we must express our sincerity if we want to establish formal cultural ties with our nation.
Boa.
This film will serve as proof of friendly cooperation and cultural exchange between Inazuma and Fontaine. It's my hope that the film can be finished and released as smoothly as possible. If you still don't feel comfortable with this arrangement, I would also be more than happy to be introduced to some other renowned individuals in Fontaine's literary and artistic circles.
Boa. Pagar com contatos em vez de
I'll
dinheiro.
do as you say. Thank you so much. I'll make sure to cobble together enough Mora now, even if it means
Nossa
my
senhora.
house, my camera,
Oh, calma lá, fi.
single family heirloom.
Oh!
Come on now, no need to go that far. I'll also help you out as a brand sponsor.
Podemos ajudar também.
Me too. Even though I didn't bring much more to spend on this trip, it's still better than nothing.
Oh. Ah, essa roupa da Yoimiya.
You are too kind, all of you. I really don't know how to.
Faça um filme bom.
Ew. Alright, enough about that.
E
Now that we have Xavier's savings, my support, and 2 leads who are willing to act for free, I think we will be able to make this happen.
ela disse eu? Ela disse eu? Caraca, filha, calma lá.
So, instead
Wow.
of Laura, you'll help with filming and production.
Ok.
Oh, but how can we help with that? We don't know much about making a film.
Qual é, Paimon? A gente ajudou a Furina. Tá de sacanagem
Get
comigo?
yourself together, Xavier. Tell us if there are still any open positions left among the crew.
All right. Let me think. We still need a camera operator, a clapper loader, and
Gerenciar a logística.
manage logistics. I originally wanted to personally serve as director, but I've been too busy.
Cadê o som? Posição de diretor. Eu sei quem vai
working
ser.
as the producer, so the positions of director and director's assistant will also need to be filled.
Eu vou ser assistente do diretor?
Paimon knows what the director and the logistics support person do, but what's a clapper loader?
The clapper loader is responsible for using the clapperboard to record
Paimon, esse é o teu trabalho.
information of each shot. When the camera operator begins shooting, the work requires both patience and careful attention to detail.
Ok, não é Paimon.
Clapperboard? Oh, you mean the thing they hold that goes...
Por que meu áudio tá assim, cara?
Yes, that's right. Are you interested?
Mas Paimon, tu não é paciente.
For sure, Paimon's always wanted to try that.
Tu é
Alright,
Paimon.
Then you'll be our clapper loader.
Ok.
I can find someone from the store to help with logistics. What do you think, Xavier?
Now, fine by me. As for our camera operator, I
Me?
was thinking of letting the traveler take the role.
Yeah, ok.
Oh, she's great when it comes to using a camera.
Yeah,
I can't even count how many things we've taken photos of during our journey.
yeah. Quer dizer, não.
Yes, that's also what
Eu
I
quase
was
nunca
thinking.
uso a câmera, mas
Noticed
yeah.
the traveler had an eye for photography and composition when we worked together previously.
Aham.
It's due to the traveler's journey across Teyvat and all the places they've seen. After so many adventures, using a camera must be second nature by now.
Yeah,
Say,
yeah.
Are you interested in the job?
Temos um filme pra fazer.
Thank you. It really means a lot to me. Come on, friend.
Não,
Let me
não,
bring up
não,
the wall.
não, 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 não.
So all that's left for us to find is a director and an assistant.
O diretor eu sei quem é. Agora assistente.
Me.
Assistente.
Be the director's
Okay.
assistant? All we need to do is help the director, right? I can handle that.
Oh.
Right, then all we need is a director. Oh, all the well-known directors in Fontaine are probably also
Eu conheço uma.
on their own films these days. I'm not sure who will have time to help.
Eu conheço uma.
Marina helped out a theater troupe recently
Yes.
by serving as an artistic consultant. She could be a good director, right?
Pera.
Besides, it's not like she has anything else to do right now.
Se eu não tivesse feito a missão da Furina, será que esse diálogo teria sido diferente? Porque foi na missão da Furina que rolou essa parada. Fiquei curioso agora.
Farina?
Que tem?
Do you really think Lady Farina would be willing to help us with our humble project?
Yeah, sure.
Isn't that the name of Fontaine's Hydro Archon?
Eis Arconte.
My brother has already informed me about what happened here in Fontaine.
A gente é um Icarne.
She helped out a theater troupe not too long ago, and now she's taking up work as a director.
Well,
I saw that musical. Her performance was perfect, and the storyboards were also excellent.
Yeah.
Don't let her former identity intimidate you. She's the best candidate we can think of right now. You'll never know until you give her a shot.
Boa.
fine. You're right, Shiori. I'll do anything for the sake of my film. Anything!
Boa, garoto.
Then I'll have to ask the Traveler and Paimon to show me the way to Lady Farina's residence. I just hope she'll agree to help.
Agora leva umas latinhas de feijão.
Come along.
Como pagamento.
Well, there's no need to trouble you with this. Besides, you've just arrived in Fontaine, and I'm sure
Exato.
there are
Vamos
many
explorar a
places
cidade.
you'd like to visit.
Tem lugares bem bonitos pra
As the task
olhar.
today, it's part of my duties as the producer.
Você tinha que aprender a nadar também.
Very well. Then we'll be waiting to hear the good news.
Yeah.
I'll go with you. By the way, you might want to consider bringing a gift.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we won't simply drop you off at Farina's place. We know Farina pretty well by now, so having some familiar faces there should help your chances. Besides, the whole thing was our idea in the first place.
Bom ponto.
All right, then I'll start making preparations. As for the gift...
Food.
A gift for someone who was once seen as the Hydro Archon.
Food.
I wonder what she would like.
Comida.
Recall that Lady Farina once fancied a clockwork ring, so perhaps I should get another exquisite clockwork contraption for her.
The fuck?
Can't we just bring some desserts?
Exato.
Fontanelli mousse?
But wouldn't that be a little too cheap? She does like desserts, though.
Isn't the Fontanelli festival happening right now? I heard Abel tell us on the Aquabus that Farina introduced the tradition of going door to door and asking for sweets.
Oh.
To do something like that, she must have a real sweet tooth.
Yeah.
I agree with Yoimiya. If the gift is too fancy, it might actually make her feel more uncomfortable.
Vamos levar doces.
Let's go buy some Fontanelia mousse.
Eu tenho que ir comprar ou... Ok. Menos mal. Ah, comprar automático.
But will that really be enough? We'll be asking her to do a lot of work, you know.
Qual é, cara? A Furina é gente boa.
Right. We need to further sweeten the deal.
Hã?
Huh? You want something even sweeter than Fontanelia mousse?
Qual é, pai irmão?
Yes, we'll need a gift that's sweeter than any dessert in the world.
Oh.
Well, what could that be?
Your words of praise.
É, faz sentido. Deixa com a gente. Puxar saco da Furina é minha... Ah, aprendi o... Oh, que da hora.
This one's got your name on it.
Desculpa aí, eu apertei o botão errado.
You go ahead. No need to worry about us.
Oh, I hope Farina will like the gifts we prepared. Oh, and if you still think we should get something else for her, just let me know. I should be able to make some fireworks.
Meu Deus do céu. O que é que tu tem a dizer?
Looking forward to the good news.
Uau. Ok. Ok, vamos ver, ó. Visita a Furina. Tipo, eu me arrependi um pouquinho de não ter prestado atenção naquela missão, naquele evento que teve com o Fremnet e o pinguim robô lá, cara. Todo mundo fala que foi uma missão muito sentimental, mas... eu só fiz pular, cara. Só fiz pular. Prestei nem atenção na história. Tá com vontade, não. Não sou muito fã de Fremnet, não.
This is where Farina lives.
Okay.
Talvez
I'll knock on the door.
um dia eu assista alguém jogando. Quem sabe? Pam, pam, pam. Ela tá em casa ou ela vai chegar pelas costas que nem da outra vez? Ela tá. Chá da tarde.
Seriously, who's knocking before afternoon tea?
Hello.
Who are you?
Lady Farina, please allow me to introduce myself. I am Xavier, a film director.
Hello. Oh, is that the traveler in Paimon I
Pera.
see behind you?
That?
And
Ela me chamou de aquilo? Pô, Furina, tu me chamou de aquilo, Furina. Pô, Furina. Pensei que a gente era mais íntimo. Caraca, aquilo.
Chiori.
Oh, o áudio até bugou.
The one from Chioria Boutique.
Yeah.
Hello. So, what are you all doing here? Do you need something?
Se a música voltou ao normal, quer dizer que o jogo voltou ao normal também. Vamos lá.
Did you just get up, Farina? It's already past noon, you know.
Paimon!
Huh? Oh, Paimon means the weather is so nice in the afternoon. And then the sun is so warm, just like how you make us feel. Sleeping in late is a really smart idea.
Sure.
No. I was just up late last night reading some novels. What does sleeping in have to do with the weather?
Toma, Paimon. Fica falando besteira à toa.
Gift we've prepared for you, Lady Farina. We hope you like it.
No need to be so formal. I'm just a regular person like everyone else now.
Uhum.
Is this Fontanalia mousse? It's one of my favorites.
Ela é fofa, cara. Ela é fofa.
Actually, there's something we need your help with. Given your renowned passion and understanding of drama, I would like to ask that you serve as the director of our film crew.
Oh,
Oh.
but didn't you just say that you're a director?
Yes, but for this particular project, I'm mainly working as a producer. Besides, I'm sure that your understanding of the performing arts far surpasses my own, Lady Farina.
Boa, garoto.
Are
Falou
the
bem.
Traveler and Paimon also part of the film crew?
Yeah.
Yep, we sure are. Paimon's the clapper loader and she's the camera operator.
Camera operator. That can be a pretty technical job. And it directly
Qual é,
affects the
Furina?
quality of the film. Are you really up to it?
Veja e creia.
No, I'm not questioning your abilities. It's just that I've never really
Wow.
seen you use a camera.
Assim você me machuca, Furina.
Maybe you can come up with a test for the traveler and see for yourself.
Yeah.
If she can satisfy you with her camera skills, then you'd have nothing to worry about and can join the team.
Yeah.
What do you say?
You sure are getting better at rolling with the situation, Paimon. I do wish to see how skilled the traveler really is with a camera. Alright, how about this? We'll work with what we have. I'll give you some scenarios and see if your work is up to my
Tuas ordens, patroa diretora Furina.
Very good. It's essential for the camera operator to understand the director's vision. I'll make my decision after seeing your work. Are you ready? I have high standards, you know.
É claro.
Okay, grab the camera and I'll give you a scenario.
Ok. Oh. Ela realmente me deu. Tendo filme de vídeo assim, né? Ok. How do I... What? Ah, tem que botar em ordem? Ok. Easy. E aí? Ficou bom? Eu sou muito bom, cara. E aí, Funina, o que achou?
Oh, it appears that you have more skill than I thought.
Qual é, Funina? Eu sou
All
o
the shots
cara.
had a great composition, and I could really feel a connection to the characters and their lines.
Qual é o veredito?
Yeah, does that mean you agree to be our director, Farina?
Did you think I would would agree just like that.
Droga, ela é boa.
After our performance of the Little Oceanid, I've begun to make a name for myself again, you know. In fact, I've already had several troops approach me for the Fontaine Festival. Unfortunately, the scripts were all pretty boring and didn't pique my interest. If others were to find out I agreed to work with you so easily, then, well...
Ela quer saber o roteiro.
We have a deal. What else do we need to do to convince you, Farina?
A deal is a deal.
Well, what about...
Oh.
Huh?
You know how much you're willing to pay me to be the director? The pay is also an important factor for me to consider, you know.
Vendo tua casa. Agora eu tô vendo tua casa, fé.
Well, I can offer you this much.
Ela vai achar muito?
What?
Ah,
That's all? If Nervulet were to hear of this, he could charge you with underpaying your labor.
I'm
nossa.
sorry, but our crew is in a tight financial spot at the moment.
Só um segundinho.
I see. Well, even though it's highly unlikely now that I'll join your crew, there's still something I'd like to ask. Exactly what film are you planning to make?
Ok.
Oh, our script is an adaptation
Dois
of
Mosqueteiros.
The Two Musketeers.
Huh? Wait, you mean the suspense thriller novel that was a #1 bestseller?
Yeah.
Oh, so Farina's read it too.
Of course I read it. I've always had a keen interest in artistic works that strike a chord with the populace. I see. It all makes sense now. You must have used most of the budget to pay for the copyright.
Yeah.
Not really. The novel's author transferred the copy to me practically for free once he heard that I wanted to make a film adaptation of the story. The lack of budget is due to another issue.
He probably just wants to get his name out there. So, Mora isn't the most important thing to him right now. It reminds me of a delivery courier who wears one of my designs while traveling all across Teyvat.
Kirara?
I didn't charge her much for the outfit either. The exposure she provides for my brand is well worth it.
E aí, Farina?
Oh, are you a big fan of this story, Farina?
Well, it's alright.
Uhum.
The pacing of the story is good, but the character relationships could use some work. When I was reading it before, I always felt like some things were left on a rather unsatisfactory.
Você pode melhorar no filme.
High standards, you know. Mr.
Uhum.
If, hypothetically speaking, I agree to be the director, how much freedom would I have in terms of script revisions?
Total. Você é a Furina.
Oh, as much freedom as you would need. I wouldn't dare doubt the tastes of Fontaine's
Boa, garoto.
greatest star.
Good. Then I'm free to alter the script as I see fit.
Absolutely, no problem.
Contando com você, diretora Furina. Agora é só a chance de fazer um filme que ama.
All right. It seems that your crew really can't go on without my care and direction.
Tsundere.
So, you agree?
Yes, I agree. Although the pay is well below what someone of my caliber deserves. A great script calls for a great director.
Pia.
I mustn't let a perfectly good story be ruined due to lack of funds. If you have fine cheese and bread, you wouldn't just let it sit on the counter and get moldy just because you lack an oven, right?
Oh.
Oh, Hydro Archon above! I'm not dreaming, am I? Somebody pinch me.
Tudo, Furina.
There's no more Hydro Archon, you know. And it's still a little early to celebrate. There's a lot that goes into shooting a film. Although the trickiest tasks of finalizing the script and casting the actors have already been taken care of, we'll still need to reserve filming locations. Not to say set up lighting and props. And by the way, since we'll be filming The Two Musketeers, we'll need
Coreógrafo
to
de
hire
ação.
a choreographer. Ideally, a professional who has actual experience with muskets.
Chlorine.
Yes, I've thought about this as well. I was hoping that you might know someone who could handle the job.
Chlorine.
Me?
Yes!
This was before.
Oh.
I could have simply asked Florand. But it's already been some time since I last talked to her.
Do it!
Navia can also use firearms, but unfortunately, her style is quite different from that of the characters in the story.
Tem mais alguém?
Could we ask the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol?
Who? Oh,
The
Chevres!
Special Patrol Musketeers?
Chevette!
Yes, that's right. They work with muskets every day. I can't think of anyone more qualified than them.
Faz sentido, né?
They would be under Nervilette's jurisdiction. Unfortunately, I don't have any connection with them at all.
Ah, qual é, Florina?
So, in the end, we still have to start by talking to Nervilette.
Deixa comigo.
No need to go to all that trouble. I know their captain.
Chevreuse. Chevreuse.
Oh, you do?
Chevreuse.
Oh, Chiari, how do you know the captain of the Special Patrol's Musketeers?
No particular reason. Running a business means dealing with some trouble from time to time, and she's helped me out on a few occasions.
Oh.
In return, I've helped her handle a few situations in which the Special Patrol couldn't get involved directly. So, we've gotten to know each other over time.
Entendo.
So you're saying there's been times when the Special Patrol needed a fashion designer to handle a situation?
Qual é, pai irmão?
Work is becoming more and more mysterious.
Qual é, pai irmão?
It'd be best to keep it that way.
Uau!
Anyway, enough about that. What do you all think about asking the captain to be our
Todo mundo tem uns
mandatory
trabalho secundário, pai irmão, entenda.
Sounds professional enough. She is a captain after all. I have no objections.
But
Vamos lá falar com a Chevette.
Special Security and Surveillance Patrol must be busy with their duties.
Not really.
Do you think
Eu achei ela lá na praça.
we're shooting a film? And then there's the issue of pay.
Well, it just so happens that she's also not the kind of person that's just after Mora. As for whether she has time, I'll have to go and ask her first.
Yeah, she has.
Then I'll leave that to you. Macaroni's on sale today.
Oh.
Got to go. You
Macaron.
can just tell me how things went when we discuss tomorrow's plan later.
No problem.
Having Farina join feels like a big boost to our team.
Of course. Just wait until the day of our premiere. You'll witness the true power of my name in these lands. You'll be so glad I agreed to help.
Ela tem 500 anos de experiência, fi.
Even the standing tickets.
Ninguém se compara a ela quando se trata de experiência em cinema.
Ask some people I know to see if they'd be willing to act as extras.
Oh!
Seems like you're finally getting more comfortable with your own reputation now.
I didn't ask for the Clapper Loader's commentary, Paimon.
Oh!
Then let's get going. I happen to know where Chevreuse is today.
Eu também sei.
By the way, I'm curious. If my pay is so low, then what about our two lead actors?
Eles aceitaram fazer de graça.
They travel here all the way from Inazuma?
Eles, é.
Actually, they told us that they see the trip as part of a cultural exchange, so they didn't ask for any pay.
What? So is that person into that who doesn't want money gathered here to shoot this film?
Só os pobres. Quer dizer, só os ricos, no caso. Não, mas ela é pobre.
Being paid either.
Pera, isso quer dizer que eu sou pobre? Não, eu sou rico. Esqueci, 15 milhões. Esqueci.
I already knew Xavier from before, and he's also agreed
Ah, qual é o jogo?
my brands and good exposure.
It seems the gods have really
Isso acontece com todo mundo ou só comigo, hein? Caraca, mano.
And that certainly doesn't include me, mind you.
Oh! O que é isso aqui? Ah, um livro. Aceito. E aí, Furina?
Besides the macaroni, I should also pick up some tomato sauce.
Ela é fofa, cara. Ela é fofa. Ok, vamos lá atrás da Chevrelski. Olha ela.
All right, this is the place.
But where's the captain? There's hardly anyone around here.
Tá ali lendo livros.
She's over there. The one with an eye patch reading in front of the newsstand.
Oh, her! I'm a good
Eu não vou pausar mais não, fera. Vou deixar rodando. Mesmo com esses bugs.
Kinda intimidating.
Please wait here for a moment. I'll go fetch her. She's working now, so you might not want to get in her way.
Oh, ela tá trabalhando?
But isn't she just standing there and reading a novel?
Ela deve estar de olho em alguém.
Just trust me.
Yeah.
Oh, alright, let's see what happens then. Shiori sure is a mysterious person. She claims just to be a fashion designer, but she knows all these powerful people.
Paimon, qual é, pai?
The court of Fontaine isn't particularly tolerant of visitors from overseas, so it isn't easy for a foreigner to promote their brand here. Even more so in the competitive world of fashion.
Já tem uns
Someone
contatinhos.
like me just trying to make a film has to face all kinds of challenges, so I can only imagine what Shiori has been through to get where she is today. I'm sure that having more connections has definitely worked in her favor.
Conexões sempre ajudam.
Reading on the job?
Detective novel.
One main character?
Oh,
No. Multiple.
gostei da voz dela.
Lines.
I see. How's the plot coming along?
One of the main characters is about to make a choice that will affect the rest of his life. I'd wager he's going to make the wrong choice.
Eu gostei muito da voz dela.
There's something I need your help with.
You know that doesn't depend on it. It all comes down to what the character chooses.
Which is exactly why I'm here to help.
Oh. E aí? Fez merda. Ele aceitou.
All right. It appears he made the wrong choice in the end. Halt!
Tá preso, pobre coitado.
Huh? What's going on?
Tu não viu a capitã do teu lado não, filho?
Hand over whatever you're holding.
Oh, it's just a book. I didn't buy anything else.
Then I'm sure you wouldn't mind letting me have a look.
Excuse me, officer. I don't mind you standing around here, not purchasing anything. But I'd prefer if you didn't disturb my customers. It's bad for business, you know.
Don't give me that act. You won't be able to get off so easily either. I am Chevras, captain of Fontaine's Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. I will say this one last time. Hand over whatever you're holding at once. And before you do anything unwise, let me remind you that I'll have you on the ground before you can even think about making a run for it.
All right. I'll give it to you. But please let me say something first. If there's any contraband in that book, then the shopkeeper here is the one who slipped it in. I don't have anything to do with this.
Bicho!
Are you trying to leave me on the hook, huh? You were the one who said you wanted it.
Save it for the interrogation room. Take them away, Letelier.
Quem?
What's going on here? One second you're reading a book and the next you're escorting people away.
Who are you?
And who are... Oh!
Oh,
Aren't you the traveler who's been all over the papers recently?
eu já tô famoso assim.
Sorry, I'm
Nice.
assuming what you wanted to ask me about has to do with them, right? Maybe I can let you in on what's happening then.
Yeah, okay.
Now that Vache has been brought to justice, no new shipments of synth will be made and distributed to sellers. The Fontaine guards have been busy collecting the remaining synths still circulating on the market.
Oh.
Thanks to a tip from our reliable source here, this should be the
Oh.
very last batch.
Oh.
Oh, so you were pretending to read a book in order to catch the bad guys.
Nice.
Oh, Paimon almost forgot to introduce ourselves. the Traveler and Xavier.
Hey, I'm Chevraz. You probably already heard me introduce myself, so I won't bother repeating it.
Yeah.
Tinha que ter provas.
Make a move as soon as you had the chance. Were you worried that my intel wasn't accurate?
Oh, você usa duvidar?
The shopkeeper would turn himself in first. All he had to do was come up to me and say that he didn't know where the synth had come from. If he did that, then I wouldn't have had to press charges on him.
He had the whole day to turn the synth over to Chevraz. But instead, the moment I came up and blocked Chevraz's line of sight, he took the opportunity to sell it off.
Burrice.
Yep, he made the wrong choice, even though the right choice was right there in front of him.
Né?
But you knew they wouldn't make the right choice.
Yeah, I knew. I was just hoping I'd be wrong for once.
Oh. Ela queria dar uma chance a eles. Tá bugando de novo o áudio.
Enough about that, though. What did you want to ask me about?
Precisamos da sua ajuda no filme.
Oh, you see, it's like this.
Corta! Thank you. Volta.
The Two Musketeers. You certainly have a good eye for a story. So what do you need me to do? Just be the action choreographer for the actors?
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. I want to make sure we get all the details right. I want the actor's posture and understanding of firearms to be as realistic as possible. However, I'm afraid this work will require a bit of your time, since you'll have to be present whenever we're filming. Also, as for the pay...
No need to say any more. I'll join.
Huh?
Just like that.
Ok. Ela gosta da história, talvez?
Really?
O que parou ali?
You're willing to help us with our humble film project?
Sure, it's no big deal. As I said, we've wrapped up our investigation here, so I don't have any other tasks on my plate for the moment.
Nice.
Besides, I personally really like this novel. I even have the collector's edition at home.
Gee.
Stories where justice prevails over evil never get old for me.
Then we've got a deal?
Deal.
Yes, I'll see you on set tomorrow.
That was easy.
Oh my! I can hardly believe it! I should tell Lady Farina immediately. Oh, and I must tell the prop manager and lighting technician to get everything ready. We start filming tomorrow!
Yeah! Isso quer dizer que essa primeira parte tá acabando, né?
The film is going to take more than just a day to finish. Still, I should also head back now and start preparing the actors' costumes and makeup.
Do it, please.
Guess that's it for today then.
Bye-bye.
Paimon, please stay for a moment.
Oh.
I have something to tell you.
Ok.
Then I'll take Xavier back.
Ela tem um fone de ouvido aqui no pescoço, que da hora.
He's so excited that he can't even walk straight anymore. I don't want to spend our first day fishing our producer out of the fountain.
Até amanhã.
See you tomorrow.
Bye bye, Shiori. Shiorin. Uau, desapareceram mesmo, hein? Porra. Pera, cadê ela? Tá aqui.
So what did you want to tell us, Chevraz?
Do it.
Have you read The Two Musketeers?
Nope. Ainda não
The
li.
story is about a pair of children born into the household of a baron
Huh.
and their struggle to survive together and take revenge for their mother. They were raised at the baron's estate, where their mother worked as a maid. The two were illegitimate children that the baron had with the maid, so they were never treated well by anyone.
Huh.
One day, upon returning home, they found their mother had been murdered and left dead on the floor. It was quite evident that the culprits were the other members of the baron's household, who never had any kind words to say to them.
Ok.
However, the baron was able to exert his influence and keep the whole thing under wraps. The mother's death was eventually deemed as a suicide, and there was no chance of bringing her murderers to justice. The two siblings decided to flee and someday avenge their mother.
Normal.
Many years later, members of the baron's family suddenly started turning up dead one after the other, all killed by gunshot.
Oh.
A rainbow rose was found on each of the victims' bodies, being the flower that the kid's mother liked best.
Ah.
Baron believed that the mother's soul had come to take vengeance on him, so he lived in fear each day. But it was actually those two siblings
Sim,
who
eu
fled
sabia.
all those years ago. They relied on each other to survive and trained day and night, eventually becoming adept musketeers.
Nice.
They used all of their abilities to collect evidence and clues before executing their plan and exacting revenge on the Baron. Their actions let the truth behind their mother's death be known to all.
That's quite an exhilarating story.
Gostei. Foi boa.
Yep. The Baron got what he deserved for his evil deeds, and justice was able to prevail. It was just the kind of story I enjoy.
Oh, so is that why you were so willing to join our crew, Chevras?
You could say it was one of the reasons.
Qual foi a outra?
Oh, you mean there were other reasons too?
I've read the reports about you.
Ah,
Whether it was at the trials or when you lent your hand to resolve our nation's crisis, you've shown that you've got a strong sense of justice,
Yeah.
as well as a great mind for deductions.
é isso, quer dizer? Precisa de nossa ajuda?
Yes, you're as sharp as I expected. It seems you've experienced many similar situations before.
Tanta gente já me pediu
There's a
ajuda.
murder case involving muskets. The perpetrator's methods appear to be very similar to what is described in the novel.
Oh,
Really? But Paimon didn't see anything about that in today's papers.
tá por baixo dos panos,
The
pai.
Marshose Phantom hasn't yet released any information to the public because
Exato.
the investigation is currently at a standstill. The murderer is extremely cautious.
Deixa comigo.
A murder involving firearms? But not that many people use those in Fontaine, right?
Impossible. We perform a routine inspection of our firearms and ammo reserves every day. If one of the weapons had been fired, it would stick out like a sore thumb. Besides, I trust the members of my platoon. However... Well, that's all I can disclose about the case today.
Tudo bem. Normal.
What do you mean?
I hope you all can go back and get some shut-eye. You can decide tomorrow whether or not you'd like to join the investigation with me.
Eu vou ajudar.
I'm aware this might not be the ideal time to add more to your plate, but the more capable people we have, the better the chances that justice will prevail. Carrying out investigations isn't actually supposed to be our responsibility. Our job is to apprehend the perpetrators. Finding them is really up to the Marshose Phantom. You could say taking
entendi.
part in the investigation out of personal
Por
interest.
isso que ela não pode pedir ajuda
I
a
don't want people to
oficiais.
see muskets in a negative way, and also, I'm concerned about the similarity between the crimes and the story.
Entendi.
You mean they might be connected somehow?
I suspect so. Just to make myself clear, this is not an order, nor is it a deal of any kind. It's a request, nothing more.
É,
If you two have any interest in the case after we finish filming tomorrow and are willing to assist me, then I would be most grateful.
mas claro.
What do you think, Traveler?
Já rolou coisa demais hoje.
You're right. Paimon's getting a little tired too.
Me too. Já faz 1 hora e eu tô doente. Qual é? Pega leve.
You'd better head back and get some rest. It's good to keep a calm mind, especially when you're about to make an important decision. Otherwise, when the moment comes, you might end up like that shopkeeper and not even realize that the right choice is right there in front of you.
Profundo. Terminamos. Muito bem, muito bem, muito bem. Ela não tá aqui mais não, né? Tá não. Bom, então é isso aí, galera. Depois eu vou ver essas paradinhas aqui. Ainda tem essa missão nova aqui pra fazer, mas depois eu faço. Não é por isso. Próximo... a espada aqui. Posso pegar ainda não. Deixa eu dar uma olhada, não. Que tosco, cara. Ok. Volta. Loja do evento, como sempre, né? Ok. A espada dá pra acender. A espada é isso aqui, né? Beleza. Festival. Aham. E aqui é a missão de filmagem, né? 7 horas, um dia. Vão ser 5 partes? 5 partes? Normalmente são só 3. Caraca, 5 partes. Uau, ok. Libera tudo em 4 dias, né? Esse evento dura 17 dias. Ok, tranquilo. Dá pra terminar. Acho que durante esses 17 dias já fica bom. Né? É isso aí.
Time with the Spines taught me that carrying an unreliable weapon is worse than not carrying one at all.
Concordo. Sempre cuide bem das suas armas. E se não tiver uma arma, use os punhos. Nesse vocês podem confiar. Bom, é isso aí. Esse vídeo vai ficando por aqui. Se curtiram, deixa o like. Não esquece de se inscrever para não perder os próximos vídeos. Ative o sininho para receber notificação quando tiver vídeo novo. E é isso aí. O próximo episódio vai chegar quando... sei lá, quando eu quiser gravar. Mas libera amanhã, né? Mas eu acho que eu não vou gravar amanhã. Então, vamos ver quando é que vai vir. Esse aqui eu não sei nem quando é que vai postar isso aqui, né? Esse vídeo vai ficando por aqui. Vejo vocês no próximo episódio de Genshin Impact. Valeu. Falou. Nice. Toma, criança.